Call may be recorded or transcribed.
Thank you for listening to the
I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll run a second for one, and now they
got the man trapped in third.
second and two, handoff.
And second and two, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds who the hill, wide open, and he's off to the
Welcome to the In the Zone
Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host,
Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting, we have G-Dub from Austin, Texas, Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland, and finally, they used to call him Pretty Ricky, but now they call him Coach Ricky from Charleston, South Carolina. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Hear me? I know you're gonna dig this.
I love that part. I know you're going to dig this. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Hey, this is K Dix, your host of the most, coming to you from In the Zone Sports Talk Radio by way of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Cold Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It is like 20 degrees outside. Gerald and them got a little cold weather just recently, man, and he called me up and talking about, come get this cold weather. Man, I want that cold weather to stay in Dallas as long as it can possibly stay in Dallas. I remember one time I went down to Dallas, Texas in February. I think it was February. My daughter's playing flag football. And I fly into Dallas and I see all this snow. Get to Dallas and they close the airport. And I'm in Dallas, Texas in February and it's snowing. Then the one time I went down there for the All-Star game and I'm flying into Dallas. And I get off the bus. I get off the airplane, and Dallas got like 2-3 feet of snow. Like, I'm down here for the All-Star game, and this is what I got to look forward to. Man, I was so mad. I was so mad about that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Man, look, listen. We're gonna have some fun today. We're looking for Miss Jones to come on and talk some FanDuel. She's gonna be hopefully one of our new hosts coming in the door. Got some information, not just yet, but it's in the makings of doing some great things for In the Zone Sports Talk Radio going forward. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. First off, I want to give a shout out to my boy Anthony T. Baltimore. He is up and walking around. Surgery went well. My brother is still around. I thank God for that one, man. I want to thank everybody for all their prayers for my boy Tony. He should be coming home hopefully tomorrow, maybe. I'm thinking tomorrow, maybe. Get a chance to spend Thanksgiving at home, which is good. We're gonna go out there celebrate Thanksgiving. This family got a lot to be thankful for. I'll tell you that right now. Also, my cousin Keith Spinner in Charlotte, North Carolina, had a mini stroke over the weekend. And he's doing a lot better. He has the medicine now that he's taking that's helping that blood flow on the right side of his body. Talked to him this morning. Sounds like himself. So, like I said, I got a lot to be thankful for, man. I got, I'm still alive. We're still alive. Family's still alive. Immediate family's everybody's doing well. So I got a lot of stuff to be thankful for. Guys, let's get right into this thing. I want to talk about let's talk about Aaron Rodgers real quick. Well, not real quick, but this is something I really wanted to indulge into. Watching Aaron Rodgers play, I think it's more than just a thumb issue. I think there is an issue that he doesn't want to play in Green Bay no more. But he doesn't know how to tell Green Bay he don't want to be there no more because Green Bay got him paid. If you guys remember, he got a fat contract for winning MVP 2 years in a row. Does he have the weapons he's had before? No. Does he have the defense he had before? Maybe. But a lot of people don't like defending Aaron Rodgers for. They think that he's an I guy. He's all about himself. He's not a team player. And I'm gonna say this to you guys. All those things could be true. But have the Packers did enough surrounding him to make him feel like he's wanted there, or does he have they did enough that it makes him want to play next year? Sean says he's playing unexpired football, and you know, if you feel that way, raise your hand. I watched him play in the game, and he's throwing off his back foot. He's not following through. He's going through the motions. Now he just found him a wide receiver in Watson. Could Watson be one of the players maybe to keep him in Green Bay? I don't know, man. I'm just watching his body language. His body language, like he doesn't care no more. And I think that there's going to be some issues going forward. But the problem here is that I see two teams maybe. That could use his service after next year. Maybe 3. But if he's trying to win a Super Bowl, I say it's only 2. Okay. If he's just trying to get out of Green Bay and go somewhere where the weather's better, I say there's 4. But just watching his body language, man, it's not really. I mean, the game the other night that he played against Tennessee, that was probably one of his better games. And Tennessee just was a better team than them, I think. But again, I mean, who do we blame? Do we blame the Packers organization for not putting enough players around him? He's won 1 Super Bowl. He's lost Super Bowl. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he beat your Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Murray. And I think
he beat my Steelers. What he did to your Browns in the Super Bowl? Exactly.
I don't know. He did, but he went to 2 Super Bowls, right? Didn't he lose 1? Or has he been? No, I'm sorry. I think he's been to 1 Super Bowl. He's been to 1 Super Bowl. Because the question was about him and Drew Brees. If they didn't have enough, if they couldn't get back to the Super Bowl again, would it hurt their legacy? It won't stop them from getting in the Hall of Fame, but they're going in the Hall of Fame. But will it hurt their legacy? Kind of, sort of, would have, kind of, should have, sort of, could have hurt their legacy a little bit. But it is what it is. But again, the organization has never drafted a skilled player in the first round that helped him get to the next level. He did it with players of less caliber. So that goes to tell you that he can play at a high level. It's like you putting Aaron Rodgers on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have wide receivers, a tight end, running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, and you're going to shine, in my opinion. So, the money that he's owed is astronomical, man, and I think that's going to be the hardest part of trying to get rid of him to go somewhere else. Even if he retires, he's going to be the dead money. If he retires, it's dead money. They still got to pay him. But if he wants to play somewhere else, how does he get there? Via trade, and nobody's going to pay him that type of money that Green Bay's paying him. So Green Bay going to have to eat some of that money to get rid of him. And is Green Bay ready to move on from him? Is the question. I think they should be ready. The fans are booing him. The game that he played at home against Tennessee was a game that most of the people that have invested money into the team got to get an opportunity. I guess they go to 1 game a year, and that's the game that he went. That's the game that they go to, was that Tennessee game, and they didn't really come through. there's a lot of issues in Green Bay. I don't think the coach is a problem. I don't think the offensive coordinator. I don't think the defense coordinator. I think the front office has not done him justice. And by him winning the MVP, this shows everybody in the league that he still had it when he needed it to get MVPs back to back. And then he asked for all this money. So now, what do we do? Where do we go? Like I said before, if he's trying to win a Super Bowl, I say Tampa, San Fran. If he's trying to get to a warm climate place and have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl, I say Tampa, San Fran, Rams, Vegas. Those are 4 teams that I can see maybe him going to. I can see maybe him hooking up with Vontae Adams in Oakland and reigniting it, and Carr gets traded to the Green Bay Packers. I see something like that. The reason why I bring up the Rams because Matt Stafford has got a second concussion in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Not good for him. There is rumors that he's probably going to retire after this year. San Fran, if San Fran goes to the Super Bowl or gets close to Super Bowl, do you mess with Jimmy G or do you leave Jimmy G there? Tampa Bay is pretty much done. I don't think Tampa. I think Tampa doesn't win a playoff game and Tom Brady goes off in the sunset and Aaron Rodgers could replace him there. They got all the pieces there. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's opportunities for him to go other places, but I think the money is the issue that's going to cause him not to be able to go anywhere, or Green Bay gonna have to eat some of that. So, Murray, give me your take on that, man. What's your thoughts?
It's a hard one because he had excuse me. He's really surrounded by a first round pick. But at the same time, they've given him Devontae Adams. They've given him Jordy Nelson. They've given him Antonio Freeman. They've given him Donald Driver. He's always had good wide receivers. Christian Watson finally looks like he's coming on right now. Lazard has been a steady guy. They've given him a running game. His offensive line is healthy now, but they're not moving the ball. And I think they're not moving the ball because everybody feels it. It's like he has one leg already out, whether that's retiring or he just doesn't want to be there. Other people can feel it. Even when last year when he was talking all the trash to the Bears, I own you. You didn't see that this year. You didn't see it. Yeah. I don't even think they beat the Bears. I think they lost to the Bears. So I think the problem is that they could have used that first round pick that they used on the quarterback to get him a wide receiver. They also could have picked Justin Jefferson that year. They didn't pick a wide receiver that year. They picked a cornerback. They have tried so many things to say that he's good enough and we just need to surround him with talent and we need to build up the defense. Then they pay him and they lose one of the guys that was on the defense, Smith, that went to Minnesota. So now the defense is squandered and now they're getting injured. So right now, this year has just been a toss-up for every team, though, in the NFL, you might as well say. Think about how well the Buffalo Bills started, and then they got injured. Now Kansas City's looking like world beaters, but they lost to the Bills early in the season. So, I mean, there's so many things that are going on right now. Even the Eagles barely beat Indianapolis, who everybody joked about Jeff Saturday getting the coaching. This year has been the weirdest year in the NFL for a long time, and the Steelers are losing. That's what I put up there. I'm still a Steelers fan. This could be Mike Tomlin's first losing season. This has been the weirdest season, but something is just off with Aaron Rodgers, where it just feels like, just like you were saying, he doesn't want to be there. And I don't think it's he doesn't want to be there. I think he just doesn't have a love for football anymore. And I think he's just trying to just go out there and just do it. And I think eventually he's going to get injured because he's not really protecting himself. He's just out there. And that's my worry, is that he gets hurt.
G-Dub, what you got for us?
I agree with Mo. I think Aaron Rodgers lost his love for the game. In the past, in the past year or two, you've seen Rodgers starting to decline. I've seen it last year, but I just didn't really think anything of it until this season when I started watching him play more and more. he's just thought he lost his edge for the game. So I'm seeing him probably either retiring or probably going to one of the other teams you were talking about, Kev, like maybe Tampa Bay. But the 49ers, if they get close to the Super Bowl, I don't see them trading Jimmy G for Aaron Rodgers. I say he'll probably end up going to maybe Tampa Bay or the Raiders.
Okay. And and it may be a wild card team out there that we're not talking about that he could end up going to. I don't know, but I'm just saying it at the point of his life, his career, playing for a Super Bowl contender is probably what he wants to do. But the thing about it is, guys, we saw this coming 2 years ago. If we can see it, how could the Packers organization not see this? This is what is mind-boggling to me. They gave him this astronomical contract for 2 years. And the thing about it is, if I was them, I would have just went on and said, "Look here, where you want to go? I'm gonna send you there because you did us justice. You was accountable for your actions. You played at a high caliber, and things of that nature. So I'm like, okay, okay, Rodgers, where you want to go? Let's see if we can fix something up for you to go there. Because in all actuality, the year before the Rams went for Stafford, they went to Green Bay and asked him about Rodgers, and they said no, absolutely no, he wasn't going anywhere. 2 years later, look at where he's at now. And 2 years ago, if they would have just said yeah and let him walk, get some draft picks or whatever, now they got draft picks. Now they can rebuild. Now they're still going to have to rebuild if he sticks around for another 2 years. If he doesn't stick around for another 2 years, he's on the hook for $150 million. It said in 2024, he's owed. No, I'm sorry. In 2020, I'm sorry. In 2022, he's 42 million. In 2023, he's owed 59 million. Okay. In 2024, he's owed 49.9 million. It's a total of 150 million guaranteed money he's going to get. So now that puts you in a situation where you can't even go get free agents. You have to go through your draft and draft players. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody going to Green Bay now because it's too cold up there. If that team's not competing for a Super Bowl, you ain't gonna have ain't nobody like Reggie White going there no more. You know what I'm saying? To make them better, to make them greater. It ain't happening because guys want to play somewhere where it's nice and warm. You know what I'm saying? Nice and warm. So I'm not a Packer fan. I do like Brett Favre. I mean, I do like Aaron Rodgers. But man, where does he go? Where can he go? You know what I'm saying? At one point, I thought Denver might be a place, but I forgot Denver just gave Russell Wilson that big fat contract that he spilled the beans on the field on Sunday. I'm gonna say this: Oakland Raiders is the best 3-7 team out there. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. But again, my thing is, what? Go ahead.
3-7-2. Watch yourself.
But y'all lost. They won.
They beat the Broncos. Everybody beats the
Broncos. But Aaron Rodgers, though, I really think he still has some gas left in the tank. I think he has some fire left in him. It's just he got to find that team that can bring that fire out of him. And Tampa might be that guy. Tampa might be that team. I hate to say it. I really do hate to say it. But like I said, Tampa, San Fran, and the thing about with San Fran, G-Dub, is that Jimmy's only there for 1 year, $700,000. He got a $700,000 contract with him for 1 year. So as well as he's playing this year, they got to pay him next year or he's going to walk. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Mo.
There's another team that you didn't mention if he wants to go. That one player, that's all that one team needs. Detroit. I told you Detroit was building a team, man. Jared Goff is not that good, but Jared Goff gives people the Super Bowls. But at the same time, look at what Detroit is doing now. Look at what Detroit is doing. Think about if they had Aaron Rodgers. Think about it. Think about when Jameson Williams comes back. Think about they traded away Hawkinson. I don't understand why they did that. But at the same time, the other tight ends that they have are scoring touchdowns. So the thing about it is that team is on the way up and they got money. They got money. They can actually take him on. They're not going to trade him to Detroit. But at the same time, think about putting Aaron Rodgers on Detroit. Tell me, making the Lions good? That would be something that somebody actually, that would be amazing if you make the Lions good. That's a challenge that Aaron Rodgers probably could embrace.
Go ahead.
Nah, he ain't coming to the Cowboys. He ain't doing that.
No, I'm not going to say that, but I do agree with you, Mo. I can see him going to Detroit and making that team better when they get their pieces back. You know, like that top receiver they have that you just mentioned his name, and get a couple more offensive weapons for him, like a couple more rookie receivers. I can see him going to Detroit and making that team a lot better.
Yo, that would be scary good. I'll be honest with you. That would be scary good because for the simple fact that he's playing indoors, he gets to go back and beat the Green Bay Packers twice a year. You know what I'm saying? He stays in the division because he knows everybody in the division. Yo, Mo, I don't know how they gonna pull that one off because I think that I don't know if Jared Goff is cemented there or not. Because they won 3 games in a row. This is the first time they won 3 games in a row and God knows how long. And believe it or not, we talked about what game we didn't want to watch on Thanksgiving Day. And I got to say, I don't want to see Denver and I don't want to see the Rams on Thanksgiving Day. Is that Christmas? No, who Dallas plays? Dallas plays. G-Dub, who Dallas play on Thanksgiving?
The Giants.
And because it's 3 games, right? Who's the third game on Thanksgiving?
Bills play the Lions, Patriots play the Vikings, Giants play the Cowboys.
Okay. All right, so I'm thinking about Christmas.
If the Lions beat the Bills, I told y'all that they could have a winning record. I told y'all 3 weeks ago they could have a winning record.
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm watching. Man, look here. Okay, I'm gonna get real with y'all right now. This thing about the Bills, and what we talked about earlier during the season, where I said they got the most time off during the season than any other team in the NFL. It's a okie doke. Put the banana in the tailpipe type of thing. Because if you look at it, they play Thursday, then they got their bye coming after that. So they're off way more than most average teams are to be healthy to make that run. Now, if in yesterday, I was out Christmas shopping or whatever, and I seen the Browns up 7-0. I said, "Oh shucks, what's going on? We're up in Detroit doing our thing." And then we didn't score no more points to the end of the third and fourth quarter. We scored 23 points or something like that going in the fourth quarter. And I'm saying to myself, Chubb didn't run the ball but 15 times. I'm like, man, if the NFL don't stop making this stuff look so obvious that they want these Bills in everything, it's obvious. It's just obvious. It's just that obvious. And this game, because if you think about this, the Bills lost to Minnesota, okay? So now they're in third place. Miami's in first. The Jets in second, or Jets and Buffalo are tied, I think. But just think if they would have lost to the Browns yesterday, they would have to go undefeated through the rest of the season. They already lost to Buffalo. I mean, they already lost to the Jets and they already lost to Miami. So those games would have been big. And they's like, yo, we're not going to put this pressure on them to get to where they need to get to because this is not what we're going to do. Man, I'm telling you, I got That man, it just looks too. It don't make sense. It don't make sense to me. If you sit back and look at this thing, and you'll be scratching your head like Gerald is right now, because sometimes it just don't make any sense. But just think about this. That's probably going to be the best game on Thanksgiving Day. Buffalo and the Lions, and Buffalo just played there. And I don't know if they stayed. I don't know if they went back to snowy Buffalo or coming back or whatever. I don't know if they stayed there or not. But
yeah, they went home.
Buffalo
They went home. That made no sense.
Buffalo Bill, yeah. He said we're gonna do it just like it was regular. We're gonna go back and come back. I'm like, okay, whatever. But if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, your days of watching them play in the snow are probably over with now. The next stadium they get up in Buffalo will probably be an indoor stadium. The weather would not be a factor for that team going forward. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if you really think about this, the Patriots might end up with a stadium indoors. I think the only team the team that you might see with an outdoor stadium above the equator might be the Baltimore Ravens. I think you might see the Giants. Pittsburgh Steelers. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Pittsburgh eventually they're gonna look for an indoor stadium.
Never.
Okay. Never. Okay.
We are still town. We will always be about running the ball, even though we can't run the ball right now.
Okay, I'm just saying because the weather is crazy. And look, and you know, Mo, it's about money. You know how much money they lost? Buffalo lost. They lost a lot of money behind this. You know what I'm saying? So money talk. So I'm just saying. I just think that going forward, this was going to happen. All right. So enough about Aaron Rodgers. Next up on the plate is. So it's three of us on the panel right now. Who's your MVP right now, G-Dub, in NFL? Who's your MVP?
See, MVP in the NFL. Oh boy. I would have to give it to maybe Jalen Hurst, even though he's an Eagles quarterback, and I don't like the Eagles. I would have to say he's my top runner right now.
Mo, who you got?
Before yesterday, it was a tight race between Jalen Hurts and also Justin Jefferson, the way he carried them to beat Buffalo. Then they did absolutely squat yesterday. So it's got to be Jalen Hurts. Same guy I told you guys 3 weeks ago. Jalen Hurts.
Okay. I've been on Jalen Hurts bandwagon since preseason. I told you guys that he's going to prove everybody wrong that he is that dude. But if I had to pick somebody right now, believe it or not, I think Tua is in the race. But the reason why I'm saying that is because now the NFL is going to change how they do the voting for the MVP now. So if we're the 50 journalists that have to pick, we get to pick 5 people. 5, okay? So out of 60 people, they got to pick 5 people, 5 players for the MVP. Whoever gets the most votes as the number 1 is going to become the number 1. It's going to come to the MVP. They got some other stuff that's going on that they're going to do some different awards. And I kind of like how they're doing this. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's sitting out thinking it ain't Roger Goodell. I'm going to tell you that right now because he got enough issues going on with my man Daniel Snyder in Washington right now. But this is what's going on. NFL make a big change to MVP voting process. Associated Press announced on Friday that they have The Associated Press announced on Friday that they have updated their voting system for early NFL awards. That includes how voting for the league MVP will be conducted. Since 1957, the AP allowed its panel of 50 national journalists to submit a single name for the MVP award. The player with the most votes was given the trophy. However, that was drastically changing when voting take place this season. As part of the change, the AP will allow voters to submit their ballots ranking their top 5 choices of MVPs. The votes will be averaged out on the MVP will be determined by the average opposed to overall numbers of votes. It will also allow the AP to be more easily determine the second, third place finishers. In essence, the AP NFL award means the same to recognize the top performers of the seasons. Our goal is to provide the voters with the accurate and fair voting system to reflect their preference. This tweak will help them in their selection to process. The top 5 process will apply to MVP voting only. All others will be subject to a top 3 ballot. In addition to NFL MVP, the AP will have out seven other awards at the end of the season. The NFL Honors Show is scheduled for February 9th, 2023, day before my birthday. So now, guys, I like this. I mean, I really like this, and I'm gonna tell you why I really, really like this. It's because now, as a co-MVP or a co-MVP, you put in your contract, yo, if I make the MVP, if I make the co-MVP, I make the co-MVP, you got to pay me. You know what I'm saying? Now the players can get some money from this, right? They can get more money because you can put it in their contract. I think it's a great idea that they do it this way. Any thoughts on anybody from any thoughts about this? You guys, is there any? Do you think they can tweak it any better than what they did, or you don't like it at all? Is that Lou we got on the line?
Yes.
Okay, Lou, what you think about that? How do you think that? Do you agree with it? Disagree with it? Do you like it? Is there anything you would change with the NFL by doing that?
No, I don't see anything changing with it. You know, some things are just better off the way they are. So I would just leave it as it is.
Okay. G-Dub?
I'll leave it the way it is because it makes it more interesting to see who's really going to get it now. You know, we got 5 players in the running for MVP that the press has to pick.
Mo?
I don't know, man. And this one I'm torn on because I like the tradition of the old way. I understand the new way, but I mean, I'm all for innovation. So if it's going to work, it's going to help people get paid, it's going to help make the race better, I'm okay with it.
Because he did. G-Dub, give us what your thoughts was again, because you the internet was down.
I like the way it is now because it gives players more. You know, it gives more players the chance to win the MVP, and it's going to make it more interesting with 5 possible candidates now instead of just the one. And like Mo said, if it's going to help players make money, that's another thing too. But it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to play out.
And you're absolutely right, because we sat here and we had 3 different answers to our answer on who we felt should have been the MVP, and that's why I did it that way. I had Tua. Mo had Jefferson before Minnesota poo-pooed in the bed yesterday at home, and you had Jalen Hurts, which I am a Jalen Hurts fan, but I threw Tua out there because I think he's playing really good football. Real quick, guys, watching some of the games yesterday, there was if I'm not mistaken, I think what game was I was watching? I think it might have been the Rams and the Saints. Andy Dalton only had 3 incomplete. Andy Dalton only had 3 incomplete passes in the whole game. I've heard this before, and I don't understand what's going on. I don't know. Maybe because it's the Rams and they don't have a good defensive back, because they're playing awful players right now. But man, I've never seen players, quarterbacks. Their quarterback rating is going to be really sky high, and that's going to add on to that money they're going to want at the end of the season. So, is it really going to be the truly good stat that you see from a player, from a quarterback, going forward? Mo,
He's only a halftime quarterback. Whatchamacallit is still playing. Whatchamacallit, when I was watching the game, I saw, God, what's his name? Number 7. Why can't I think of his name? He plays tight end in fantasy. Shoot, what's his name? Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up quickly.
Tyson Hill.
Taysom Hill. Yes. Taysom Hill. He played half the snaps, and now Taysom Hill is actually throwing the ball instead of just running. So now they're actually playing better because they're making the defense actually guess what's going on when they're actually coming in. Because if you have Alvin Kamara in there, you never know it's going to be a run or a pass. So now the defense actually has to play you legitimately. Where when Taysom Hill used to come in, they'd expect run. Now they don't even know which quarterback is back there because they're both white quarterbacks too. So you can't see Andy Dalton's red hair. All you can see is the number. So sometimes they both in the game. Sometimes Taysom Hill's tight end. Sometimes he's wide receiver. Sometimes he's quarterback and Andy Dalton's out there. They're actually doing this pretty well because that's actually how you get the element of surprise on teams because you got both in the game. You don't know which one to play quarterback. You don't know which one's going to throw. So that's why Andy Dalton is doing better. I think that's why they ain't let Jameis play because he's black, and that's messed up because he don't match up with Taysom Hill. You got 2 white quarterbacks, you can play it. You got 1 black, 1 white, you don't know what's going on. And the black guy ain't the one that's running, it's the white guy. That makes it even messed up. Okay, I'm done on my
rant. All right. Lou, you got any comment on that right there?
I'm going to sit that one out.
Okay. And I think we got Devin on the line as well. Devin, you out there?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm out here.
All right, good. Real quick, man, I'm going to go into something, then we're going to talk about a little soccer with Devin. I'm going to say this about professional sports. You make enough money, baseball, basketball, football, soccer, hockey. Now you're at the point in your life you can make generational money. Where what I mean by generational money, ladies and gentlemen, I mean your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth generation. Only thing they gotta do is go to college, get education to learn how to manage the money that has been left to them. That's the type of money you're making in professional sports right now. This is why you see guys, young men out here that invest in playing one sport now compared to playing several sports. This is why you see baseball being played in the wintertime. This is why you see basketball players play basketball all year long. Only thing you don't really see is probably football being played all year long. But my point is this right here is that
spring practice and football.
Yeah,
all year round.
Yeah, you do, but I mean you're not playing football all year round. You know you're doing something like you might be in a weight room or whatever the case may be. But where I'm trying to go with this, man, is that now Roger Goodell want to get mad at the players for this DUI situation. And I gotta say this. I'm on his side on this one, right? Because every professional team has a contract with Lyft or Uber or whatever's else out there. Or you got your boy that drives you around all the time. And he's, hey, Jimmy Bob, just sit in the car, play your PlayStation. I'm going in the club, get my drink on, and then when I get done drinking, I need you to take me home. Okay, got you, Bob. You got that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But you had the coach from Green Bay get a DUI, and now it's raining DUIs in the NFL. My issue is this right here. Every team has a contract with Lyft, Uber, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. And I'm pretty much sure they probably got a guy in the organization that sits around at the stadium or where he at. Yo, hey, Mr. Clydell, can you come pick me up? I'm over at the bar on such street. I don't want to drive, and I'm feeling kind of woozy. I had too many drinks tonight. Okay, Cab, I'm coming to get you, but you better be at practice tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Oh, I'll be there. I'm gonna smell like liquor, but I'm gonna be right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that. And the reason why I'm saying is the top crime in professional sports or just NFL is DUIs. 255 DUIs in a year's time.
Wow.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot of guys that's driving under the influence of alcohol. And I'm not saying that they're drunk. I'm not saying they're inebriated. They might have had 3 drinks, get pulled over, and the alcohol level is where it needs to be. It may be there. And if the police officer stop you, he gonna give you a pass. He gonna be like, yo, my man, look, get back in your car. I'm gonna follow you home. Make sure you get home safe. How many times you think that happened to professional athletes? I guarantee you, more than enough. Way more than enough.
Oh yeah, definitely more than enough.
Oh, if you sign an autograph for me, I'll let you leave. Oh, give me something to sign an autograph. I'm out. But I'm just saying though, guys, professional athletes got to think smarter than this. And if you really think about the NFL is the only one really to have professional athletes that get drafted that's over 21. The NFL, the NBA, they drafting guys at 18 and 19. They still can't go out and drink. Hockey has guys 17, 18, 19. They can't drink. Baseball, the same thing with them. They get drafted. They're not old enough to go drinking yet. But the football is where it gets, which really bothers me, man. Is I'm hoping that these guys use this tool they're giving to them, because after the incident happened with the guy in Vegas,
Henry Rugg.
Now this guy's gonna probably spend the rest of his life in jail. That if that doesn't wake somebody up and say, yo, I can't do this no more, then we got a problem, man. We definitely have a problem in professional sports.
We do.
And even though you have the money to probably get you out of it, but you see what Roger Goodell just said. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Roger Goodell, he's just a ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Whatever's hot at the time, he's gonna jump on top of it. Because he wasn't on top of the DUIs before now. But now all of a sudden it becomes an issue. But it should have been an issue a long time ago. When you go to your Murray, what's it called when they go to right before they get drafted, they have that moratorium.
Combine?
No,
he's talking about the moratorium.
The moratorium.
And they have the old players.
Yeah, they come in. Then we know Michael Irvin can't come in because Michael Irvin told the dudes, he said, yo, go get a handler. You get a handler, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Handler, take care of my business. Handler, take care of my, you don't never get your hands dirty, but you're the one to put the hand in the dirt. But when you come back, your hands is clean. You know what I'm saying? But they sit you down, they tell you the do's and the don'ts. And then guys go out and do these things again, man. Come on. I need you guys to be smarter about the situation, because right now, the money that you're making in professional sports, we all wish we was making that type of money. You know what I'm saying? And we're not. And that's an issue, man. That's an issue going forward. Mo?
I got to say something about that. You're 21 years old. Every woman throwing herself at you and buying you drinks at the bar. Buying you drinks. Not you buying them drinks. They know you got money. They buying you drinks. Think about that. Because I was getting drinks thrown at me in California, and I wasn't an NFL player. So I know how they get it.
I know they having women thrown at them. I know they having guys who are trying to get on their crew, buying them drinks, even though they know they're rich as I don't know what. And that doesn't click to you. When other people buying you drinks, when they know you got money, because they want something from you or they want to get into you. And that's not a mindset that people are prepared for. That's what they're teaching them in the moratorium. But they ain't listening at that part. They thinking about the women that are out there trying to get them for that. So they worried about wearing condoms. They ain't thinking about the people that are buying them things and buying them. They're not thinking about that. It's a total mind switch. And I get the DUI because the thing about it is you're a bigger guy. You don't realize how it truly affects you. You think you're okay. Because I used to think I was okay when I was driving. By the time I'm in the middle of the drive, I'm like, whoa, okay, I should not be driving. But at the same time, there are more cops out there now. They're looking for bigger cars. They're looking for better cars. They're looking for guys that are speeding. But then when they find the NFL player, it all depends upon if they like that team, if they like that player. And the problem that you run into now is they're trying to make a name for themselves. They're not worried about the home team anymore. And that's why when you say guys are getting home, they're following home. Nah, it's a bigger bust to actually get them to either make money off of it or to turn them in, because then you're going to actually make captain or you're going to make that and you're going to be in the press because you're the person that actually brought that person down. That's what this world has changed into. It's not about people just getting home anymore. It's about how this arrest is going to make me look. And it's bad when I say that because I just got pulled over by the cops like a week ago. And they gave me a warning because he realized I was just celebrating with my son because he got into a play. So there's so many different things that are going on in this world, and it's a total mindset change of about us, and now it's about me, and that's what I see.
Anybody got a take on that as well? Okay, Tyler is in the room. So let's move.
You should anyway. I mean, you guys are kind of stupid. They go, drink like that. You're something. You got DUI. You got to be pretty dumb to do something like that, no matter who you are. I mean, just because you're, like the NFL or anything, you're not above the law. You don't get a free pass, and that's what they think. He was going to get. Oh, it's you. Well, I can let you off easy. No, it's not how it's done.
Okay. I agree with everything that Lou just said. You know what I'm saying? Again, I think that, you just have to be mindful of what you're doing, where you're doing it, and who you're doing it with, and things of that nature, because you got tools out there to stop you from getting DUIs, and all that kind of stuff, man. You gotta think smarter, man. You losing money by doing this kind of stuff, man. So, it is what it is. Soccer. Now, we got my soccer guru on the line, Devin from Defiance, Arizona, on the line. And I'm going to say this right now. I just saw, did that game end in a tie with Wales, with the United States?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
before we go on, ladies and gentlemen, and I got some questions for Devin. One of the questions, Devin, is I'm watching ESPN this morning, and they said that the United States had one of the youngest teams in the league right now, in the World Cup. So what is their average age in the United States, and what is their average age compared to the rest of the players that's in the World Cup right now?
Well, according to the San Diego Journal, the United States roster average 25.2 years old, which is the second youngest in a tournament.
Wow. What is the average age in the tournament now?
27.
So it's like it's a 2 year gap. I thought it would have been a little bit higher the way they made it seem like they boasted it out there. Okay. My next question to you is man, I forgot what it was, Devin. I know. Watching ESPN again this morning, they saying that there was some issues with some side betting or some money exchanging hands for the for the event to be held in Qatar. I remember reading about this before, but I didn't know how prevalent it was. So, can you shed some light on that as well?
Yeah, so allegedly, there was investigation from the FBI that Qatar paid voters $1.5 million in exchange for their vote to host this year's tournament.
Wow.
But if it's true, and then we shouldn't even have this tournament in Qatar or this late of the year.
Okay. I think that was
because Qatar has been allegedly accused of workforce slaves.
Okay.
Within the country, bribery, and non-alcohol badminton.
Now I've been to Qatar, and every person that worked in Qatar was not Iraqi. Iraqian? Is that how you say it, Mo? Iraqis? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You always
Iranian.
really
Iran is not Iraq.
Iraqians, because you the one told me that. What I say? What I say about Orientals? That's a rug. That's not a nationality. That's a rug.
That's not a nationality. Of Asian descent.
There's Asian descent. Yeah,
they're Middle Eastern.
He got me correct on that one. So, I just want to throw that out there, guys, just to throw it out there before we get into the little soccer. So, Devin, give us your take on what you saw. What you saw. What were you most impressed with? Who were you most disappointed with? So far.
And the most impressive is England, winning 6-2 over Iran. How they dominate on both sides of the ball, offensive, defensive. How much depth they had in the midfield and up in the forward, the wingers position.
Okay. So looking at the United States, did you watch the whole game for the United States?
Yeah, I missed like the first 10 minutes.
Okay. So
15 minutes.
So did they squander some opportunities in that game that caused that game to go 1-1? Or what do you think happened?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because in the 36th minute, we scored 1-0. And then we felt good. We were pressing players into halftime. I didn't let go off the gas, and that caused us to play differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were dominant in the second half. We were pressed, we were tired. The head coach Greg Holter should make substitution at halftime and about the 60th, maybe 55-minute mark.
Okay.
But just a quick recap on the World Cup tournament.
Okay. Go for it.
The Group A, Ecuador defeated host Qatar 2-0 yesterday. Netherlands defeated Senegal 2-0 also. Puts Netherlands first place in Group A. Ecuador second, Senegal third, Qatar last fourth. Netherlands hold the tiebreaker over Ecuador for fair play point. Card accumulated points. And then Senegal holds tiebreaker over Qatar, also card accumulated. So Group B, like I said, England defeated Iran 6-2. And then, like you're saying, United States tied with Wales 1-1, which put England first, Wales second, United States third, and Iran fourth.
Now,
Wales has a tiebreaker over us on card accumulative.
Now, the superstar or all-star that's on the United States is from Hershey, Pennsylvania, right down the street from me. They say the sweetest place in America. I remember hearing about this kid and watching this kid play, and he kind of looked special from the time I first saw him play, or just watching him on the highlights or the news. Devin, is he as good as they say he is, in your opinion?
A little bit overhyped, but he's not in the right system.
Okay.
Because Greg Berhalter, he wants players to play his system. He doesn't want to fit the system to the players.
Okay.
Because Christian Pulisic, he had an assist in the game. He drove the ball, and then he passed the ball at an angle which led to Timothy Weah scoring the goal.
Okay. All right. Anybody got any questions for Devin about the soccer world?
Hey, Devin.
I mean, they had it in the bag until the 82nd minute. I mean, what happened? I mean, I know the result, but what went wrong with the U.S.? What they were going to have until that corner kick came along.
You were echoing. I didn't catch what you were saying.
He had said what happened at the end. He said I think it was at 87 minutes, and kind of the United States faltered at that corner kick. 82nd minute. They had that corner kick, and that's how that's how Wales scored.
Wales did. Wales got a corner kick, that is.
Yeah, he was asking about that.
So what I saw from my point of view, that corner, and then when he sent it in, our United States defender Marcus Zimmerman, he could have just bodied David Bell, the Relish captain that received the hit. Zimmerman slid into Gareth Bell between the legs in the penalty box. That led to Gareth Bell getting the penalty kick and then scoring, tying it. If he just bodied, he would have a difficult chance because him and Tim Reed, the other center defender, they did an excellent job. And then had Tyler Adams, our captain, because he did phenomenal on his individual effort.
And I get, when
playing both sides of the ball, he got scrappy when he needs to, clean up messes.
And
his IQ is off the charts.
And,
yes, I know.
And you know what, Devin? I think sometimes when you give an effort like that and it still comes up short, it's really frustrating for a team to play that long and then that didn't happen. Mo, you had a question for Devin?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think you see France actually repeating?
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Devin. Go ahead, Devin. Say that again.
Can you say the question, because I'm getting a lot of echoing on my side.
Yeah, I was saying, do you see France?
I can't hear.
Did you? He said, "Do you see Francis?" I think you said France. Francis repeating.
Yeah, I see France repeating.
I think so too.
Yeah, but
Vive la France! Vive la France!
Vive la France! For them to repeat, it's very difficult. But tomorrow is bowl game starting from 9 a.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Anything else for Devin before we move on? Okay.
Do you think people are still mad around the world that we made them call it soccer?
You know it's stupid. All right, G-Dub. Give me your wildest prediction going forward next week so I can stick it up on the board, because I got two up there. The one's about to come down. Alabama making the playoffs, and what's his name? My co-host.
Dana.
Dana ain't here. Dana ain't here. So G-Dub, real quick, what you got for me? What you got for me to put up on the board?
Well, let's see. We got Michigan playing Ohio. Ohio State's going to.
What's the score?
Oh boy! Let's see. Michigan 40. I'm sorry, Ohio State 40. Michigan 35.
Wow. Mo, what you got for me?
Give me 1 second. I'm looking at it.
Because you said Pittsburgh was gonna lose, and I didn't put it up here because I ain't feel like taking it down.
Pittsburgh wasn't gonna lose.
That
was we're all by.
I'm gonna let you think about this one.
No, I got it.
Devin, you got it. I got it. Okay, go ahead.
The Celtics will not lose a game until December 10th.
What's winning streak would that be? Who did play December 10th?
Golden State. That means they'll win another 10. That would be 19 in a row.
Wow. Devin, you got something for soccer? You got some outlandish thing that you think can happen in soccer?
USA will beat England 2-1. And England, we have to say it's called soccer, not football.
Depends who you ask.
It depends. He said it depends on who you ask. Lou, you got something?
Well, as you all know, Thursday, of course, is a big day for football and Thanksgiving. So I'm looking that the Cowboys are going to beat the Giants. It's going to be a close game though, but Dallas is going to win in the end, and I'm thinking it's going to be kind of like a midway score, like in the high 20, like 28-25 and whatnot. I really see Dallas, winning this, coming off that incredible blowout win by where they beat up on the Vikings yesterday, which I didn't expect to be a blowout. I thought they would win, but I thought it'd be a lot closer. I mean, the Vikings, they forgot to show up.
The Vikings is not that good. I'm gonna say that. I'm not taking none away from the Cowboys. Yes, I am. Shit. I mean, shoot. Yes, I am. Okay, so my tag is still up here. the Celtics will average 125 points, and they have averaged 120 points, 125 points in the last 4 games. The game they just won, they was 117. But I said in 5 games, so they got an average of 125. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that.
I got one more for you,
Kev.
Okay.
Detroit Lions 24, Buffalo Bills 23.
Lions 20 what? 4?
24, Bills 23.
Okay. It's going up here. All right. So I'm gonna go to college football. And I'm gonna go look at the ranking right now. And I think USC is going to jump TCU, even though they're undefeated for the final four. I think USC is in the final 4.
Michigan and Ohio State played.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Yeah. Well. No, I don't want to do that now. You just made me just realize something. They play each other, so somebody's going to end up losing anyway. Whoever loses is going to drop out the top. I'm gonna leave what I got up there. All right. And really, there's no really need to talk about college football because we got Georgia at 1, Ohio State at 2, Michigan at 3, TCU at 4, USC at 5, LSU at 6, Clemson at 7, Alabama still at 8, Tennessee at 9, and Oregon at 10. I really feel sorry for Tennessee's quarterback. He's out. He tore his ACL, done for the season. He was really, me personally, I felt he was a leading candidate for the Heisman. I don't care what nobody say. He was throwing the ball. And the wide receiver he got, that guy is going to be playing on Sundays for real. Lloyd, or I think his last name was, I can't remember exactly. But now that he's towards ACL, that's sad that it happened to this kid because he was having a great season. And these type of injuries could be just money threatening to you. It hurts, man. It really hurts to have these type of injuries done to you. So there's really nothing to talk about college football going forward. Maybe we're gonna talk about some bowl games in the near future. And I was talking about the Heisman, but then until my man got hurt, I'm like, he was they had him at second behind the quarterback from Ohio State, but I don't. And the reason why I'm not going with him, and I like Hooker, is because Hooker could be a quarterback in the pros. C.J. Stroud, I don't know if he could be a quarterback in the pros. You know what I'm saying? He could be another Barrett. You know what I'm saying? Moving to a wide receiver or split back or Z back or whatever back they do. I really don't agree with that. Let's talk some basketball real quick. But there was something else I wanted to jump on. But we could do basketball right now. So Dana always not on here when I need him to be on here. So Spain has overjumped the United States as the best team in the world. And you know how I am about my international players, man. Them my boys. You know what I'm saying? We roll. We like pots and pans. You know, we go way back. You know, we go way back to the Flintstones. Yabba dabba doo. You know what I'm saying? I see you. You know what I'm saying? That's how far we go back international. Dana, you know, he all about the United States players, about how good they are, how great they are. They the best in this, they the best in that. But do you guys have any reason why the international committee would pick Spain over United States as number 1 team in international basketball? And that means,
well, I think it's what they did with the tournaments last round of the Euro tournament, and I think it's what prevailed them to take over as the number 1 ranking in the world. But it's not a wide margin either. I mean, you know, the U.S. can catch that up next year in the World Cup.
Right. So do you agree with them, Lou?
No, I don't, because they made a new rule where they're only counting in the last 7 or 8 years, and they're ignoring when the U.S. won the World Cup back in 2014 and whatnot. So they're doing all that. They're only going as far as more recent.
Okay. G-Dub, you got any comments on this?
Dumb.
Nope.
Mo?
Nah.
Okay. All right. So, I wanted Dana to be on here so bad because every time we bring up a topic about basketball, international, with them Lakers, he never shows up. He just goes to dinner with his boss. You know what I'm saying? Every Monday.
Oh, Kevin, the quarterback's name is Hendon Hunter.
Yes, Hinder is it Hunter? Hunter. Okay.
Hendon Hunter, like, going to hunt.
Okay. Thank you for that information.
Like Elmer Fudd hunting Bugs Bunny. The rabbit.
With the rabbit. Hunt the rabbits.
The rabbit.
We're going to rabbit.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny. He just took me back, man. Took me back. You guys ever watch Bugs Bunny when what's the guy with the rifle?
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, Elmer Fudd. Remember when Elmer Fudd was trying to couldn't figure out if the rabbit was a rabbit or the duck was the duck, and he kept shooting the duck.
Rabbit season.
Yo, there was some good. There was good cartoons. You know why? Because nobody ever died.
Exactly.
Right.
And then Bugs Bunny popping out of the hole going,
oh man, there was some good cartoons, man. I don't know about you guys, but I used to get a mixing bowl of Captain Crunch cereal and sit there and watch some cartoons. And then I would have gas all day.
Same here. Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, I have a mixing bowl of Captain Crunch cereal, man. And then I get done with that cereal. Then I clean my bedroom, clean the house, put the music on, then go outside and have fun, man. Those was the days, man, when you could just do what you do. But getting back to basketball.
What a day.
On the family, baby.
All the family, good time. Jefferson's, man. Oh man, Dynamite.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That just brings back so much, man.
Good time.
Three's Company, you know what I'm saying?
Happy Days.
Yo, Happy Day. Oh yeah, the Fonz. Hey.
That's fine.
Vernon
You know what I'm saying?
Shirley.
All that stuff was good. That was good stuff, man. That's good stuff. These kids don't know nothing about that these days. But getting back to basketball.
Right.
The reason why I feel that International did this and made Spain #1 is because they want to see the best of the best play from the United States. And lately, you have not been getting the best of the best. You've been getting some of the best. You've been getting a little bit of the best, but you're not getting the best, you know? And
Right.
I don't care if you get the best of the best. I don't care if you get just a little bit of the best. Me personally speaking, I'm going to say this is how I think the United States should run the Olympics. They should have anybody in the G League, college league, or a first year or second year rookie. They're the ones that qualify for the Olympics. Because John Morant probably would never play in the Olympics because he loves money. Okay, he's all about money. He said, I'm not going to be in the dunk contest unless I'm making $1 million. Well, John Morant, we won't see you in the dunk contest because we're not giving you $1 million. We're not going to see LeBron play in the Olympics no more. We're not going to see Dwight Howard play. I mean, not Dwight. Anthony Davis play in the Olympics no more. we're not gonna see any superstar like Kevin. We might see Kevin Durant, I think, but in all actually, you probably won't see him anymore. So I think the thing about winning an Olympic gold medal has faded in the win to the professional athletes because you got us playing in the Olympics, you guys playing in the European thing, you got them playing in the World Series, World Games, you guys playing all over, and so even though the experience is good, you get to lead the country, but I think it's falling on deaf ears now. And I don't even think nobody cares. Like, only person that made a comment about it was Draymond Green. He said Draymond Green throws shade at Team Spain in social media. I didn't get a chance to read this, but I'm gonna read it to you guys now. And all my articles I got, man, they keep showing hamburger on the pages. I don't know why. It says family fat ground beef, no less than 85% lean meat. Everything I printed off today got this on there. I mean, I don't know why, but I like hamburger. I eat hamburger, but you know what I'm saying? I just don't know why they do it. But anyway, it says Golden State Warriors star Draymond Green has gone from dissing the NBA teams to dissing the national teams. The team USA lost their longtime hold on the #1 pick in FIBA World Ranking for men's basketball this week. Though the Team USA has occupied the top spot since the rankings were first created nearly 2 decades ago, Team Spain took over the #1 ranking after their victory in European basketball in 2022 over the summer. The official FIBA European basketball Twitter account shouted out Spain for their accomplishment for a tweet that read, When you realize you have dethroned USA from the world ranking for the first time ever. It did not sit right with Green, who threw shade at the Team Spain and suggested that he had knocked Team USA off their perch. The throne stopping, wrote Green, along with several laughing emojis. For content, the USA team is coming off a patchy showing of their own 2022 FIBA American Cup, finishing third place behind Argentina and Brazil. Alibi roster C-list, but the USA has been a horrible display on 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup, finishing the 7th place despite multiple NBA stars suiting up for them. Of course, Team USA will still win in all during the most meaningful recent international tournament, the 2020 Summer Olympics game to Tokyo, where the Green participated in and was more than happy to brag about it, until Spain beats the United States head-to-head, which they have not done since 2002. Green stance is not likely to change. So, again, I think that they're doing this because they want the United States to bring in the best talent possible. And I don't think the United States cares no more. I really don't think there's no... What incentive do they have really to say that because they want a gold medal? Now, if you're somebody that like Melo, who has 3 gold medals, has a national championship, and a couple scoring titles, you need that to get you in the Hall of Fame, because the Basketball Hall of Fame, because it's not called the NBA Hall of Fame, it's called the Basketball Hall of Fame. So people like Melo kind of needs that. He needs that to get into the Hall of Fame. But why do you think the United States don't care? And if they do care, why don't they send the very best? And do you guys see it maybe changing sometime in the near future, that you're going to start seeing the top level players like the John Morants, the Jason Tatums, the Donovan Mitchells, the Zion Williams, the Brandon Ingrams? Do you think you're going to see these type of superstars play in the Olympics again? Yes or no? Just give me your take on what you think. G-Dub, I'm going to go with you first, bro.
No, I don't. The Olympic
Say that.
No, I don't.
Why do you think?
They want younger players in the Olympics.
Mo?
You're not going to see Jason
You're not
Tatum
going to
again
see
because you
Jason
already
Tatum
won.
again
You
because
want
you
to win
won.
already.
You want to go.
You want to go. I think you'll see John Morant. I think you'll see younger guys who haven't done it. But once you've done it once, what's the use in going back? You're not making any money. It's not really making you globally bigger because right now you're making as much money as you can. Only people that are going to do it are people that can grow their brand. Or if the NBA starts losing again, well, I mean, the U.S. starts losing again, then it'll be a push to get those best players back. That's why we had the Dream Team. That's why we had the Redemption Team when we started losing. Guys aren't going to go back because they're making $50 million a year playing in the NBA. Why are you going to chance that just like what happened to Gallo for the Celtics? Playing for his Italian team, blew out his ACL, lost a year. People aren't going to do that. It makes no sense to do that when you're making so much money. Just like we were talking about at the start of the show, generational money is coming from the NBA right now. Doesn't make sense to blow it in one game that doesn't even count for your team, doesn't count for helping you make money. It's just not worth it anymore.
Okay. Lou, thoughts?
Not to mention that you also just played an 82-game schedule, and you're not that's completely wear and tear in your body. Going halfway around the world playing the Olympics where you might not even make it to the next round. So that's also another factor right there. Why I think you're not going to see the top NBA players compete in the Olympics that much anymore, and they want to I think go with more younger players. The era of the Dream Team season era is over. Now they want to go back to what it used to be. The college kids or the ones that are just starting out. This is not 1992 Olympic basketball. This is now the 21st century, and the game is changing. So I really don't see how they're going to have the top NBA players competing in the Olympics anymore. I think those days are over.
Okay, and I kind of agree with you. And I've always been I was always an adamant fan of not sending NBA players to the Olympics because I think that they were just better than the players that from other countries. Somebody said, I'm trying to look. It says I don't think you'll see NBA players because of the money these guys make, and the owners don't want their investments out there getting hurt. I totally agree with you. I don't know who said that, but I can't find the person that I'm looking on both pages. Let me look in the zone page, see if that's on here. I can't see who it was. Whoever it was, I totally agree with you on that. I felt and Mo's a Celtic fan like I am, and if you think about it, the whole time Danny Ainge was there, the only player that went to the Olympics was Larry Bird. Oh, okay, thanks, cuz. If you really think about it, though, Larry Bird was the only one pro player that went to the Celtics that was on the Celtics that went to the Olympics, and they kind of begged him to go there because of who the players was that played there. And
And he was what the
I
GM
agree.
then.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that, Mo. With the owners, I mean, look at what happened to Gallinari. So he's getting paid to sit at home and relax because he got hurt playing. Then Luka got hurt over there. Then Yana got hurt over there. You know what I'm saying? So the game over there is getting more physical than it was before. It ain't just shooting and not playing no off. I'm not playing no defense. They're shooting and playing defense now. So you just can't go to the basket and dunk it like you want to, or do whatever however you want to do it. Now it's a whole different game. So again, that's why I said I'm all for G League players. I'm all for college players. I'm all for first round, second round rookies in the NBA. And if you really think about it, the guys are in the G League, and the guys that are in college that's a one and done, they come into the league anyway. So they're going to be considered professionals now. Are they going to have the talent to win? I don't know. And I think that if you get to the point where the United States are not winning at all, or they're not competing at all in the Olympics or any of the other leagues, where they're coming in 4th and 5th. Now you're gonna get some pressure from the United States about why can't we send our best players? And that's something, a whole completely different era. What they can do, like you can go to Nike and say to Nike, look, you tell John Bob that you taking his Nike contract away from him if you don't go play in the Olympics. He comes up and says, "Oh, I'm gonna play in the Olympics. I'm playing for my country." But all actuality is about the money. When they say it ain't about the money, it is about the money. And it is always about the money. You know what I'm saying? So those things I think is a big issue with the NBA going back to the Olympics. Even though now I'm gonna say this, I think France has turned it up a little bit. I'm hoping and praying that for All-Star game that the commission listened to in the Zone Sports Talk Radio, just a sports talk show, about making international team against the USA team. I think that'd be a lot of fun. That's different. It's something new. Get rid of that dunk contest. Bring in the horse. Yeah. Do something to bring the fans to the feet again. If you I'm okay. Not get rid of. Don't get rid of the dunk contest, but I'd rather see I'd rather see somebody 5'5" or 5'7" be in a dunk contest than I've seen somebody that's 6'10" who can dunk. 5'5", you got to time it. You got to throw it off right. You got to. I mean, Spud Webb. Who we had? Spud Webb. We had Muggsy Bogues. We had my man Nate Robinson, who hopefully, I don't know how well that his surgery went with him. Hopefully he's doing well. Well wishes to him. But I'm telling you right now, and I guess I'm being a little biased because I'm 5'7" and I could dunk. But my thing is that they make the best dunkers because they can't really dunk. I can give back in the day in the game, I could give you one dunk. If I gave you 2 dunks, then I had to go sit down because my calves was killing me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you one good dunk, and I'm gonna praise that dunk. I'm gonna raise the roof on that thing. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we'll see what the NBA does. We'll see what the NBA does.
Back in the days, y'all might have given each other a great pat, high five, pat on the back. back in the 40s, right?
40s, right? Yeah.
Whatever. So
those pictures in black and white, right?
Pictures in black and white, right?
No, they're in color, brother. I'm telling you, it's in color. You see that? You see the picture up there? Where is it? Right there. You see that picture right there?
Every Monday.
You see that picture right there?
Every Monday.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, you see it next to it.
Yeah, I see the guy that can dunk right there in that picture.
You see JoJo. You see JoJo right there. You see JoJo right there, and you see Tiny Nate right there, and you see K Diggs right there. Yeah, you see it. It's been seen by everybody.
You see the ladder G Dub.
You see the ladder G Dub.
Oh man. So let's going forward. We got about 27 minutes left. Let me see. Let's talk about the Celtics real quick. Then we're gonna go back to football. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Well, I know when the light turned on back in January, that they realized that they could play basketball together. Jalen and Jason. Everybody wanted to get rid of them. Everybody wanted to get rid of the coach. They ended up getting rid of the coach, but man, Joe Mazzelli is doing a hell of a job with this team. And even though it's my team, I would still talk about them if it wasn't my team. Like Portland doing really good. They're really playing really well what they have. Cleveland has fallen off. They said they start real good, then they end bad. But the Celtics are playing sometimes without Jason. Jason Tatum's playing every game. Jaylen Brown hasn't played in the game. Brogdon hasn't played in the game. Marcus Smart hasn't played. Al Horford hasn't played in games. Those guys are significant parts of the team, and they haven't played in games, but they've won games. They won, I think, 8 in a row, 9 in a row.
Robert Williams
hasn't
put a single game.
They average 120-some points a game, which is incredible, man. This what we're watching right now is history, to be honest with you. If they can maintain this pace of how they're playing, is incredible. I didn't like it at first because they just wasn't winning. But what I found out was that they play defense when they have to play defense. And I'm all about defense. Way all about defense. And that's the part of the team I'm really loving. I'm really liking. And I'm enjoying watching them play. Like, I'm gonna say this: Cleveland. I love watching Cleveland play. They play like young kids on the basketball court, outside, just having fun, doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. It was excellent, excelente. You know what I'm saying? But the Celtics are doing something really special right now. And I don't know how long they can keep it up, but man, they're doing really good. 127, almost 127 points a game, 120 points a game. I was like, man, anybody playing defense? But then watching them play against teams like when they played against Oklahoma City and they came back, they played against Memphis, came back, they locked them down in that third and fourth quarter, and they came over 9-0, 10-0, 11-0 run to win games. That's really impressive. It's like they basically know what they got to do to win. Like, I don't want to seem like they're turning it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. But that's the feeling I'm kind of getting, that they know when they can do what they can do. And just going forward, I think that this team is really special. I still think that Milwaukee's a team. I think Milwaukee's a little bit better than us, and we'll see when Middleton gets back. But the East Coast, unless something drastically happens, somebody trades, and you got a bunch of trades going, a bunch of trades talks going on right now that doesn't make a lot of sense, because you're not trading one player to get four players in the middle of the season, because now how do you make up for those four players you got rid of? So most trades you're just going to see is going to be one player here, one player there. You're not going to see nothing drastic happen with Brooklyn. I don't foresee that happening. Do I foresee them get rid of Kyrie? Probably so, but they're not going to get no 3-4 players for Kyrie. They might get one or two and some draft picks, and that's about it. But again, looking at the way Boston's playing, they're playing really good basketball. You know, we look at Boston 13-3 right now. You look at you look in I'm looking at the standings right now, and like the Wizards are 10-7. You know, they're playing good basketball right now. You look at the West, you got Utah, who got rid of everybody, who's 12-6, got the best record. Phoenix is next. Portland, Denver, Sacramento. The team out West, I'm kind of disappointed, is the Dallas Mavericks. I think they probably need a point guard though, but they're disappointed. To me, they're just a point guard away. Mo, you got any comment on this real quick before we move on to football?
I've created the squad of the Celtics is the Lit Squad. Light-skinned Illuminati 3. You got to put in there. There's 7 players in that team. You got Eric White. You got Jason Tatum, who plays with him. Then you also got Grant Williams. You got my white boys, Luke Cornett and Petey Pablo. So people don't know him. They know him as PP, Peyton Pritchard. Then you also got Malcolm Brogdon, who sometimes plays with that squad. Then you also got dude off the bench from North Carolina. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
You talking about Hauser? Hauser.
Oh, I even forgot Hauser. Eight light-skinned or white dudes that actually play on the Celtics. They're all free. It's crazy. It's crazy. Take Jaylen Brown out. You take Horford out. Robert Williams ain't even playing. You take Marcus Smart out. Lit Squad, baby, all day long. All they do is shoot threes. That's all they do, and they make them. Derek White has become such a great player now. I don't know what happened to him. Somebody wrote on there, they said it was the baby. Once he had the baby, he been super. They said he is just 2 kids away from being a god right now, man. They say he have another one. He's an all-star. 2 more kids. Dude's going to be a beast. He going to be better than LeBron. Telling y'all, man, there's something going on around that team. They got rid of Ami. They got another light-skinned coach. It's the light-skinned squad, man. You can fit in with him. I can't. I'm too dark. But I'm loving the way they're playing. All I gotta say is this: that dude is nasty. That dude has been playing nasty.
Lou, what's your thoughts on your New York Knicks, man? How you feel about them? They're 8-9 right now. If the playoffs would have started, they would be in.
Just barely.
They'll be in the play-in.
Inconsistency right now. I mean, they are making improvements from last season, which is good, but their defense, is still a little bit shaky, and they got to work on that. They got a chance to move up in the stage right now. Right now, it's 10th in the Eastern Conference, just above the other team from New York. Okay, the Nets. So they got some stuff to work on, and the Nets better watch out too, because I didn't like how they started at the beginning of the season. They're starting to work out better now since they hired their new coach. So things are improving, but they still need work.
Okay. G-Dub, you're a Mavericks fan. What's your thoughts on the Mavericks right now? They're sitting at 9-7.
If we can get us a point guard, we'd be okay. But I just don't know. I don't know if there's any good point guards out there that could help us.
Kyrie Irving.
He would be, what? He probably would be a good fit there, man. He probably would be, but Kyrie is, like they say, he's like he's a cancer now, and I don't want to get into the Kyrie situation because I think that a lot of stuff that he's taking on right now is not his fault. I think there should be other people to be blamed for a lot of stuff that's going on with him and his take on a lot of stuff. But again, if you don't know, then let somebody teach you, or if you don't understand, let somebody sit down and explain some things to you, so you have a better understanding of what's going on when it comes to Kyrie Irving.
Hey, K.
All right,
think about when Gallo come back next year. What?
Oh, you was talking about you forgot about Grant Williams.
No, I said Grant.
Oh, okay. I didn't even. So Jalen Brown and Robert Williams is probably the darkest.
Mark Smart. Gotta trade him. You know how to trade him for stuff. And whatchamacallit?
Oh my God.
Clay Thomas. They call him what they call him? The Splash Brothers?
Yeah.
More like the light-skinned brothers.
Oh my Lord. Yo, okay, so football. Yo, the Broncos just waved Melvin Gordon behind the fumble. Somebody's gonna pick him up, man. Wishing the best. I think that he got hit really hard and he fumbled the ball, right? If I'm not mistaken, that was a pretty good hit he took.
But it's
not like he fit.
It's 5 fumbles. Yeah.
Is that 5 fumbles? It wasn't 5 fumbles yesterday. He fumbled the ball 5 times yesterday? Oh, during the season. Okay. Right.
He didn't have a fumble. I think years of his career.
Yo, yeah.
He don't want to be there. You blame him? Russ don't even want to be there. Bradley Chubb was happy to be traded.
Oh my Lord.
People getting hurt just so they ain't got to play. They ain't retiring like they are for the Raiders. I'm
done. So yesterday's games. Dallas Cowboys. Minnesota Vikings. I kept trying to tell everybody Minnesota's not that good. Do y'all believe me now? Do anybody believe me that the Minnesota Vikings are not that good?
yesterday's performance.
Check this out though. Check this out. In that division, differential, nobody is a plus. Minnesota Vikings are 8-2. They're -2. Detroit Lions 4-6. They're -32. The Green Bay Packers are 4-7. They're minus 41. The Chicago Bears are 3-8. They're minus 33. So they taking advantage of a weak division. But I'm trying to tell the dudes that work today that they're not that good. And when they play good teams, they're going to lose to a good team. Now, people say, well, they beat the Buffalo Bills. Look at the turnovers had a lot to do with that. It's not like they went out there and punched them in the mouth and won the game. You know what I'm saying? Dallas went out there yesterday and punched them in the mouth. And they came up spitting out teeth. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said to you guys before, we talked about this before. The NFC East have the softest schedule going forward from the beginning to the end right now. Minnesota was right there in the middle of the pack. Minnesota took advantage of a lot of wins. And if you look at the scores, it could have went one way or another. You know what I'm saying? You look at the NFC East. Look at the NFC. Eagles 9-1, Cowboys 7-3, Giants 7-3. They're all in the playoffs right now. Minnesota's in the playoffs. Minnesota can't beat not one team in that division, in my personal opinion. Nobody in the NFC North makes the playoffs. Tampa Bay makes the playoffs, 5-5 right now. Seattle is not the best team in the NFC West. I think San Francisco is right now, but they got a better record. They're 6-4 and they're 5-4. My pick right now going forward, if no major injuries happen, is the Philadelphia Eagles host the 49ers to go Super Bowl. The 49ers beat the Eagles. If the 49ers go to Super Bowl, Jimmy G loses to the Buffalo Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think they'll win. I just think that he resonates himself to get that big payday. Anybody, yeah. I just do the Buffalo Bills out there, but I think that Miami Dolphins has a chance to go to playoffs. In the AFC East, you got 7-3, 6-4, 6-4. One game in the win column, one game in the loss column. Yeah. AFC North, you got Baltimore 7-3, Cincinnati 6-4. How did Cincinnati get to there? They're plus 50. How did Cincinnati get there? Cleveland Browns 3-7, minus 29. The Pittsburgh Steelers 3-7, a minus 74. I think they got the worst minus out the league. Minus 74. That's crazy. Ain't that horrible? Ain't that horrible, Lou? Ain't that horrible? Ain't that horrible, Lou?
What's the Browns record?
What's the Browns record?
The Browns are 3-7.
What's the Browns record?
3-7. The Rams are 3-7. The Rams are 3-7. But check this out though.
Super Bowl hangover.
They got the second. They're second in minus. They're 59. They're right behind. They behind y'all. So y'all in first place is minus 74. The Rams are minus 59. But I know why the Rams are.
The Texans?
But I know why the Rams are 3-7. The Texans. Oh, the Texans is second. They're 71. Minus 71. Y'all 74, they're 71.
We played the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, but
when they were running.
Kansas City makes the playoff. Las Vegas Raiders are probably the best 3-7 team out there. I don't care what nobody say. They just can't find a way to win, and they're not gonna fire him. So Lou, what was the most impressive game you saw this weekend? And what was the most least impressive game for you?
Well, I gotta give it to the Cowboys for beating up on the Vikings. I mean, that was a massacre right there. And of course, the least was the Lions beating the Giants, which I did not expect to happen. I thought the Giants were gonna just mop the floor with them, but Detroit found a way to beat them on the Giants turf. Wow. I mean, we're all stunned. My family was stunned. All the fans in the stadium were stunned. I was stunned. Even though I'm a Giant fan, but like they lost to the Lions for crying out loud.
Most said they're gonna be tough this year. G-Dub.
Yeah.
Most impressive game and most disappointing game for you.
Most impressive. I have to follow a little on that one with the Cowboys just coming out and whooping up on the Vikings in their home turf. Now, I was expecting more of a game out of the Vikings, you know, at least keeping it close. But the blowing them out of the water like we did, hey, good job. But I honestly say the defense and offense of the Cowboys finally came together to get us to 7-3. And most disappointing game, I would have to say the Giants and the Lions also. You know, the way the Giants have been playing this year, I just knew that they had that game wrapped up. But like Lou said, the Lions found a way to come back and win it. I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
Mo, what you got for us?
It won't let me
Oh,
on.
we lost
It
Mo.
won't let me on.
You're unmuted now.
Okay.
Okay.
I was saying the most surprising was the way that the Titans went into Green Bay and beat Green Bay. Everybody forgot about that game since I was Thursday. Love the way they ran the ball. I love the way they just took control of that game, and then they threw it at the end, and then Traylon Burks hit them with the 2 balls on our end. I thought that was awesome. Most disappointing had to be the Jets. First of all, I played the Jets defense. But at the same time, to lose a game like that was terrible. You went into New England, the defense controlled the game. Patriots defense controlled the game too, but they didn't even try to run. They didn't try to run against the Patriots. Since they lost Brees Hall, that team is totally different. So I had Brees Hall on my fantasy team too. Yeah, my fantasy team sucks. You know how it goes. But at the same time, it was just the way that also Zach Wilson said when they asked him, did he believe he let the defense down? He said no. He didn't explain. He didn't say yes. He said no. That just shows the lack of leadership on his. And I'm glad if they replace him. That needs to go. Because they actually got a chance to be a good team.
And you know what? He's getting some heat behind this right here about the answers that he gave them in the media about he don't feel like he was the reason why they lost that game. And see, I'm gonna go off beat for a real quick minute because I was never a Zach Wilson fan. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why I was never a Zach Wilson fan, because I had somebody ask me before about Michael Parsons, about does he have character issues, and should we draft him here or should we draft him there? And I told the person that I was talking to, I was like, what 16, 17, 18-year-old kid don't have character issues? Especially with social media out here now. You're going to say something on social media and you're going to regret it 10 years later, but you already said it. You said what you said. There's nothing you can do about it, right? But I said to him, well, what character issues are you talking about? Well, some stuff that he did in high school, I squashed that, explained to him what I knew, what I was told, moved on. Then he had something about college. I said, I can't speak on college. I said, because I wasn't there. I said, but let me ask you this question. I said, Zach Wilson, quarterback for Alabama, right? He said, yeah. I said, he got a DUI. He was in a car accident. I said he was drinking, underage, and had false ID. Who has more character issues than that?
You're talking about Mac?
I'm sorry. I'm talking about the wrong person. I was talking about Mac. Yeah, I'm talking about, yeah. I apologize, people. I'm talking about the wrong person. But the quarterback for the Jets, what he said is going. I'm gonna tell you right now. What next game they play? If they play Ole offense for him, you're gonna know why. Because to make a comment like he's not the reason, he throw an interception. Or almost don't know. He almost threw an interception. I think there's almost like 2 interceptions.
He almost threw 3.
Yeah,
they dropped him.
But he felt like he wasn't the reason why that team didn't win. If you can't convert on third downs and throw the ball to the guy where guy can catch it, then that's the issue. That's your fault. That's totally your fault. But Yeah, what he said, man, that's not going to hold well. I think Jet fans are going to be a little pissed about that because they're right there, man. They're one game out of first place. That whole division is money. You know what I'm saying? So my cuz Curry Young says most impressive game was Chiefs come back from the Chargers. They do that all the time, so I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Least impressive game was the Ravens barely beating the Panthers. That game was 3-3 for the longest time. I didn't understand that, and I think to me that was the most that the Ravens was the most least impressive game. I think the most surprising game got to be the Detroit Lions going to New York and beating up on the Giants. Very impressed. I was very impressed with that game. Very, very impressed with that game. So it is what it is. Guys, that's it for the show. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Going forward, man, I think our time's going to change because I'm coaching basketball now. So my practice is not over till 6:30.
Right.
I mean, to 6 o'clock. So we'll be doing 6:30 to 8:30, maybe going forward. Or if I have a game, then we'll shoot it till 5. I mean, we'll shoot it on a Friday. So with that being said, guys, man, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me again tonight. Anybody that chimed in, we had a lot of people chiming in, which was good. That means we're doing something right. So I have some things to talk about, but I won't talk about on the air until it's signed, sealed, and delivered. So on that I can let you know is In the Zone Sports is we're not moving up like the Jeffersons. We're moving up like In the Zone Sports is supposed to be doing. That's all I got to say about that. We're just doing some great things here. We're doing some great things. Got a couple, may have a couple new hosts coming in on board as well. So look forward to seeing that. We're just going to do a lot of good stuff, man. So with that being said, man, we're going to get on out of here.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart. Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. G-Dub from Austin, Texas. Murray E. Baskerville from Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. And Coach Ricky from Charleston, South Carolina. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. Stay ready to be ready. Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.